Hello, and welcome to our live Q&A today. I hope the music is, you can hear the music properly. I'm playing around with this binaural beats meditation music. So, here's what we're going to be doing together today. We're going to be having a meditation. I'm not exactly sure what type of meditation, and we'll have to do probably with personal power and more financial freedom. We'll see what comes through. We're going to tap into a higher intelligence and see where we are guided towards. And then we're going to look at some questions. So, any question that pops up around your mindset, around manifesting, anything that you feel would be relevant, just type it in the comments and we'll see what comes through. I will be entering a bit of a channeling state, so a lot of this information will be downloaded. We'll see what's most relevant for you in that sense. But before we begin, let me share this exercise that helped me tremendously even before, back when I was teaching martial arts. And if we are meeting for the first time, my name is Bogdan. I'm actually an amplifier of money and freedom. I primarily work with experts and entrepreneurs, and I help them with their businesses. But this channel is an expression of a calling that I've been feeling and hearing for years now, to be more of the shaman. I've had a conversation with the mountains a few years back, and they told me that I'm more of a shaman than I know. So this is me saying more and more yes to this calling. Now, I promised you a centering exercise. I discovered this back when I was teaching martial arts, and it helped me tremendously whenever I was nervous before a presentation or during a date or during something that was important to me. So if you're excited to learn this exercise, I'm very excited to share it with you. Just type in yes in the comment section and we will begin. Beautiful. And also let me know, where are you watching this from? What part of the world are you tuning in from? That's always exciting for me to see. So all you do is focus on your head right now, and you're going to see that your head is actually a bit heavy compared to the rest of your body because that's where most of our attention goes. And now slowly focus on your throat, focus on your chest, focus on your belly, and then focus on your dantian, your center, that point right below the belly button. And you're going to instantly notice a shift in your state. You're going to instantly notice that you have access to a higher level of confidence and a higher level of personal power just by shifting your attention in your center. This, to me, is the meaning of being centered. Do this before every important task, before every task you're nervous about, and you will see a huge difference. And hello, we have people from India tuning in. Beautiful to have you, and I actually saw your comment, I think yesterday or today, and I replied to your comment. I appreciate you for being part of the community, and big welcome to this live transmission. Spin wheel, beautiful. So let us dive into the meditation. Let's see what comes through. In the meantime, find somewhere comfortable to either sit, just like I am, or even lie down. That also works. A meditation on power, love, and finance. Delicious. I'm going to enjoy this meditation. I hope you're going to enjoy it too. So sit back or lie down, relax. Breathe in. And notice all areas inside or outside of your body where you feel heaviness. Either in your physical body or your energy body. And notice that heaviness. Notice the stress around that heaviness. And breathe in love in those areas. And notice how they are relaxing. Breathe in and breathe out love. And notice your body filling up with love. Self-love and love for the world, because it's the same thing. And notice how all of those tense areas are actually freeing up right now. And notice how the energy is flowing through your body, cleaning out tension, resistance, limitation, and leaving in freedom. Breathe in energy and fill yourself up with love. And now notice that you are radiating this love into the world. Notice that you are blessing your home with love, your office with love, your family with love. Notice that every person you interact with, you spark love inside of them. And now notice yourself giving yourself love in the critical moments. In the moments where you feel small. Notice yourself giving yourself love, hope, and power. In the moments where you feel trapped, notice love creating a crack in the walls you perceive around you. And notice those walls falling to the ground. Leaving a clear path in front of you. Notice yourself giving yourself love in the moments where you feel stressed. When you snap at other people, where you feel dissatisfied. And finding the strength to say, I forgive you. Either to the people that you feel angry with, or to yourself. And now notice the energy that's flowing through you right now. This is pure power. This is pure creation. If you can give yourself love and forgiveness in those critical moments, you are performing at a high frequency. money, finance, freedom gravitates towards this exact frequency, the frequency you are allowing yourself to be right now in this moment. Breathe it in. Allow this frequency to adjust your cells in your body, to adjust the DNA in your body. Allow your DNA to hold this frequency. Allow this frequency to be your new standard. The new you. The powerful, loving, limitless you. Put your hands on your heart and give yourself a big thank you for doing this meditation, for giving yourself this gift. You deserve it. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Notice that the world around you is slightly different. Notice that you're looking at the world through a new lens. Through a lens of empowerment, of freedom, and love. And while you're sitting in this frequency, ask yourself, if I had one question, either around stabilizing this energy, enjoying more of this energy, or being more of my full true self, if you had one question, what would that question be? And while you ruminate on that, I'll grab some water and we can discuss. Something to consider about this, and this is a conversation that I was having with one of my clients. All the affirmations, all the meditations that we do, all of the courses we take, in this sense, all of this information, it's simply a gateway to the state you experienced by doing this meditation. The idea is to hold this frequency throughout the day, because you now know it, you can recognize it. It helps to give it a name. Like, for example, if your name is John the Great, or something like that, John the Powerful. And when you are in those moments of stress, of feeling like there's no solution, it helps to tell yourself, be John the Great, and you're going to notice this frequency coming back into your body, being awakened inside your body. And all of a sudden you have access to more resources, to higher levels of creativity, higher levels of freedom that can assist you in solving whatever challenge or puzzle you're playing with in that moment. Something to consider. So again, the idea, or rather ask yourself, how can you awaken this power throughout the day, especially in the moments that matter, in the moments where we're very tempted to go back into old habits of feeling helpless, of feeling small, feeling like the world is against us. All of this programming that we previously received and we unconsciously reproduced. What would life be like? holding this level of energy, stabilizing this level of energy. Beautiful. Now, again, if you have any questions, post them in the comments. But in the meantime, while you're thinking, let me tune into a question that might be relevant for you. Does it help to understand sales when building financial freedom? That's kind of the question that popped in. Yes, it's very important. Not sales in and of itself, but rather understanding human psychology, because that's what sales is at the end of the day, right? Whether you're whatever type of financial freedom you can think about, it was created through an understanding of sales, aka human psychology. Now, if the word sales has a weird frequency to it, if you feel in a certain way when talking about sales or just hearing this word, you can give it a twist that will bring it more freedom, like sales with a soul, selling with the soul, or rather selling from the heart. That helps massively, right? Because it's understanding what does it take for people to trust that the solution you are providing is the best one for them in that moment. So yes, playing around with it is massively helpful. Beautiful. So we have a question from apologies, from Spinwheel. I'd love to know your actual name, by the way. Containing a frequency and sustaining can be challenging. It is a nice tip. I'm happy to hear that. So not a question, but I'm happy to see this is helpful and insightful for you. Yes, it can be challenging, but it's just kind of like, I like to see it like a muscle. Like, for example, you know, when you're learning a new skill, right? Like, think of a skill that you recently learned. Like, maybe it's like riding a bike. Initially, it's very challenging. It's weird because you can't really understand how these two wheels can go in a straight line. But eventually, it becomes natural. Same as driving. I mean, I felt extremely overwhelmed when I was studying for my driver's license, even though my dad used to work in this road maintenance before he started his business. He would look after roads, and the place where I grew up in was this huge place with a lot of utility cars. And I would drive some of these cars, and it sounds crazy, but that was Romania in the 90s. I would drive some of those cars when I was 5 years old. So I had the skill to drive a car, but then for my driver's license, I actually failed the first time I took my exam. I felt overwhelmed. Like, I had to look at the stop signs, or be aware of what is this pedestrian doing, what is this car doing, and it was trying to have a singular focus because I was focusing on the pedestrian, but then missing the signs. Extremely difficult, right? But then after a certain point, you become this person who can take in all of that information and know exactly what to focus on and exactly what shift to make to go back to driving safely. It's the same with making this transition. You just practice it, right? It's not different than having a new skill. Let's see. This one's I think it's a, sorry guys, I'm actually learning how to drive with these lives right now, right? Sonia, beautiful to have you, Sonia. And what a beautiful name. What kind of fears showed up while accepting the identity of oh, that's a great question. And I actually have a story around that. So when this identity of a shaman showed up for me was I was driving to pick up my dad from the hospital. He had some major heart surgery. And I went through the mountains. I took a stop at my favorite place, Bucegi in Romania. It's gorgeous. Lit up a cigar and started looking at the mountains, and I started hearing this voice, this transmission. In a nutshell, the mountain said, when are you going to accept the calling? I mean, good for you, you moved closer to us. But when are you going to accept that you are more of a shaman than you know? And that scared the living shit out of me. I took my dad from the hospital from Bucharest to my hometown. My aunt was there because she was there to help. My aunt actually lives in another country, but she flew in to help out with my dad. And I felt this pull to talk to her about it, but I wasn't really sure she would understand. I bit the bullet and I told my aunt what happened with the mountains and how scared I was to accept this calling. And my aunt said, hey, you wrote a book, right? I said, yeah. Is it good? Yeah, the book changed a few lives. And then she said, did you take any courses? Because that was kind of the fear, the limiting belief. Even though I played around with energy since I was like 14, 15, you know, healing my stomach aches, healing a headache, I was terrified of this aspect because I felt that if I talked about it openly, people would not take me seriously. And my aunt said, did you take any courses to become a writer? I said, no. And yet the book changed a few lives, right? And I'm like, yeah. So what the fuck are you worried about? Like, it was incredible. Not only did she get it, but I realized that I wasn't really the only coach in the family. It was so liberating. But still, I didn't really fully accept the calling. It's kind of like, you know, when you know what you want to do with your life, you know what you're passionate about, but you don't really believe that the thing that you're so passionate about, that other people will find it valuable as well. That's really the fear behind being your true self. It's easy for us to put out a version of ourselves, but the fear, the tremendous fear, the thing that we are most afraid of is putting out our real selves because we think it's going to be rejected. But more than that, we are really terrified of our power. We feel like if we allow ourselves to be our full selves, people are not going to get it. And we're going to end up being alone. I actually recently had this conversation with my coach. And yeah, this is me facing that fear. Beautiful. Thank you so much for the questions, for the question, Sonia, and thank you so much for tuning in. And for anybody else watching the recording right now, let me know what you got from this conversation and if you'd like us to do more of these live Q&As. And by the way, I appreciate you guys so much for tuning into these videos. This is a new channel, and every time I open my laptop, I see an email with notifications from the channels, comments, subscribers, and I can't describe how much I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.